I speak to you now from a place of quiet light, where truth is not rushed and where hearts are seen without disguise. You have wondered if the one meant to walk beside you could ever truly understand the person you have become after everything you have survived. I tell you clearly that your soulmate has begun to see you not as the version you once presented to survive, but as the person you have slowly become through patience and honest change. There were times when you felt misunderstood even when you were trying your best to explain yourself. Those moments created distance that felt heavier than silence. But now the veil that once covered your deeper nature is thinning. They are noticing things about you that cannot be faked or rehearsed. They see how you remain calm when pressure rises instead of reacting from old wounds. They see how your words carry intention instead of impulse. They have started to recognize that your quiet strength is not weakness, but stability. Someone who once thought you were distant is now realizing you were simply protecting what was sacred inside you. They are beginning to understand that your boundaries were never rejection. Your boundaries were protection for a heart that learned through experience. There were conversations where your name was spoken with a tone that carried new respect. They said you are not the same person you used to be. They said your presence now feels steady instead of uncertain. This shift did not happen overnight. It was built through choices you made when no one was watching. Proverbs 27-19 says, "As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man." Your heart has become clearer, and now it reflects truth instead of fear. Your soulmate has noticed that you no longer chase attention to feel valued. They see that your confidence does not depend on approval. This has changed how they approach you. They are more careful with their words because they sense your depth. They are realizing that you listen fully instead of waiting for your turn to speak. Listening created safety. Safety created trust. Trust is now opening a door that once remained closed. There were moments when they watched you handle disappointment without bitterness. That moment stayed in their mind longer than you realize. They expected anger, but you chose maturity. Maturity changed how they measure your character. They are seeing that you do not pretend to be perfect. You admit mistakes without collapsing into shame. This honesty is rare. This honesty is attractive to a soul that is tired of performance. Ecclesiastes 7-8 says, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit." Your patience has become visible. They now recognize that your growth is not temporary. They see consistency. Consistency builds credibility in the heart. Your soulmate has also noticed that you no longer argue to win. You speak to understand. Understanding lowered walls between you. Walls that once felt permanent are now becoming doors. They are realizing that your silence is not absence. Your silence is observation. Observation allowed you to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. James 1:19 says, "Let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." You have been living this discipline quietly. They are beginning to trust your intentions because your actions repeat the same message. Your actions say you are safe. Your actions say you are stable. Your actions say you are not playing games with their heart. There were moments when they expected you to leave, when things became complicated. You stayed calm instead of disappearing. That changed how they see your commitment. Commitment without pressure creates security. They have started to feel that being near you does not require performance. They can relax around you. This is how emotional safety is formed. Your soulmate is also seeing how you protect your time and energy. They notice you do not give attention to chaos. This shows them that your peace is intentional. Peace that is intentional is respected. Matthew 5-8 says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Your intentions have become clearer, and clarity is being recognized. They are beginning to see your kindness is not weakness. Your kindness is controlled strength. You help without keeping score. You give without announcing it. This consistency is rewriting their expectations. There were conversations where they admitted they misread you before. They thought your calm nature meant you did not care deeply. Now they see that you care with depth but without drama. Depth without drama feels safe. Your soulmate is realizing that you do not rush connection. You allow trust to grow naturally. This patience makes your presence feel stable. Psalm 37:7 says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him." You have been moving with patience instead of urgency. They are seeing that you do not chase validation through attention. You validate yourself through alignment with your values. This independence is respected. They are also noticing that you protect private matters instead of exposing everything. Privacy created trust. Trust created emotional closeness. There were moments when they watched how you treat people who cannot benefit you. You remained respectful. Respect without advantage reveals true character. Your soulmate is seeing that your loyalty is quiet but consistent. You do not promise loudly. You prove steadily. This proof is changing how they feel about your future together. If these words are confirming what your heart has been sensing, subscribe so you do not miss the next message meant to guide your path. They are beginning to recognize that your growth came from real lessons, not temporary motivation. They see discipline in your daily choices. Discipline makes your presence predictable in a healthy way. Predictability creates emotional safety. You have also been observed stepping back instead of escalating conflict. This showed them you value peace over ego. Peace over ego is rare. Romans 12:18 says, "If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men." You have been practicing this even when it was difficult. They now see that you do not manipulate conversations. You speak directly without hidden motives. Directness builds trust. There were moments when your honesty prevented misunderstandings from growing. Your clarity protected the connection. Your soulmate is noticing that you no longer tolerate disrespect quietly. You address issues calmly instead of suppressing them. Calm truth creates healthy boundaries. They are beginning to understand that your strength is not loud. Your strength is steady. Steady strength feels reliable. They have also seen how you continue improving yourself without announcing every change. Private growth is powerful. Private growth shows discipline. Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." You have been sowing quietly. Now they are seeing the harvest. They are realizing that you do not rush emotional intimacy. You build it through trust. Trust built slowly lasts longer. There were conversations where they admitted they feel calmer after speaking with you. Your tone lowers tension. Your presence regulates emotional chaos. Your soulmate now sees that you are not driven by fear of abandonment. You choose connection, but you do not beg for it. This balance is attractive. They are recognizing that you respect their space instead of controlling it. Respect creates freedom. Freedom strengthens commitment instead of weakening it. If this message is helping you understand what is shifting between you, like this video, so it can reach others who are experiencing the same quiet transformation. They are also seeing that you keep your word even in small things. Small promises kept build large trust. Trust accumulates like quiet evidence. Your soulmate is beginning to feel that your loyalty is not temporary. Your loyalty is part of your identity. There were moments when they tested your patience without meaning to. You responded with calm instead of anger. Calm changed their expectations of conflict. They now believe disagreements with you will not destroy connection. You have also shown that you can apologize without losing dignity. Accountability builds respect. Respect deepens attraction beyond surface emotion. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches." Your character is becoming your introduction. They are seeing who you really are beneath past defenses. They are seeing the person who values truth over image. They are seeing the person who chooses growth over comfort. They are seeing the person who can love without losing themselves. If you recognize this shift happening in your life, leave a comment so your voice joins others who are witnessing the same quiet awakening. I remind you that being truly seen can feel vulnerable, but being seen by the right soul brings peace instead of fear. Your soulmate is not just noticing your light. They are beginning to trust it. They are beginning to rely on it. They are beginning to feel that your presence is not temporary in their story. This is how recognition turns into connection. This is how connection turns into alignment. And this is how alignment begins to open a path that neither of you could force before. Your soulmate has started to notice that you no longer try to be who you think they expect, and instead you show up as who you truly are without decoration. This honesty has created a quiet relief in their heart, because they do not feel pressure to perform around you. They are seeing that your presence does not demand perfection. They are seeing that you allow space for mistakes without turning them into weapons. This has softened their defenses. There were moments when they tested your reactions without realizing it, and you responded with patience instead of withdrawal. Patience signaled emotional safety. Emotional safety is what allows love to grow without fear. 1 Corinthians 13:4 says, "Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up." You have been practicing this kind of steady love more than you recognize. They are beginning to understand that your calm is not indifference. Your calm is control over old reactions that once caused distance. This realization is changing how they interpret your silence. Silence is no longer read as rejection. Silence is now read as thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness makes your words carry more weight when you speak. Your soulmate is also seeing that you do not chase reassurance constantly. You trust the connection enough to allow breathing space. Breathing space prevents suffocation of emotions. They feel less pressure and more freedom when they are near you. Freedom increases honesty. Honesty deepens intimacy. There were conversations where they admitted that you seem grounded even when circumstances are uncertain. Grounded energy creates stability. Stability is what many hearts search for but rarely find. Psalm 112:7 says, "He shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord." Your steadiness has become visible through your reactions. They have noticed that you no longer revisit past conflicts to win new arguments. You focus on resolution instead of replay. Resolution builds forward movement. Forward movement prevents emotional stagnation. Your soulmate is seeing that you listen without interrupting their vulnerability. This makes them feel respected. Respect allows deeper truths to be shared without fear. They are beginning to trust that you will not use their weaknesses against them later. Trust of this kind is fragile and valuable. You have also shown that you can hold your own emotions without projecting them onto the connection. Emotional responsibility reduces unnecessary tension. They are seeing maturity where they once saw uncertainty. There were moments when they expected you to become defensive, but you asked questions instead. Curiosity replaced defensiveness. Curiosity invites understanding. Understanding dissolves assumptions. Proverbs 20:5 says, "Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." You have been drawing understanding instead of forcing conclusions. Your soulmate is noticing that you respect timing. You do not demand immediate answers during emotional moments. You allow space for reflection. Reflection prevents regret. They feel safer, knowing they are not being rushed. Safety encourages openness. There were discussions where they said, "Your presence feels calm, even during difficult conversations." Your tone regulates intensity. Regulated intensity prevents emotional damage. You have also been described as someone who does not keep hidden scorecards of past mistakes. You release what has been resolved. Releasing prevents resentment from growing. Ephesians 4:32 says, "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another." You have been living this forgiveness quietly. Your soulmate is starting to see that your affection is consistent rather than unpredictable. Consistency removes anxiety. Anxiety replaced by stability allows deeper attachment. They are noticing that you show appreciation without exaggeration. Genuine appreciation feels believable. Believable care strengthens emotional trust. There were moments when they watched how you handled stress outside the relationship. You did not transfer frustration onto them. This showed emotional discipline. Discipline is attractive because it signals reliability. They are realizing that you protect the connection instead of testing it. Protection creates longevity. Longevity builds confidence in the future. If these words are helping you recognize the quiet shift happening between you, subscribe so you continue receiving guidance meant to strengthen what is forming. Your soulmate is also seeing that you are not trying to control their choices. You offer perspective without pressure. Perspective without pressure feels respectful. Respect encourages voluntary closeness. They are beginning to notice that your presence reduces their need to stay guarded. Guarded hearts open slowly. You have given them reasons to open without forcing the door. There were conversations where they admitted they feel understood even when you disagree. Understanding without agreement is rare. Rare qualities are remembered. You have also shown that you do not disappear emotionally when things become serious. You stay present. Presence during serious moments builds trust faster than promises. Hebrews 10:23 says, "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised." Your steadiness has mirrored that kind of faithfulness. They are seeing that your intentions are not temporary. Your intentions are aligned with long-term growth. Long-term thinking reduces fear of sudden change. Your soulmate is beginning to recognize that you respect their individuality. You do not try to reshape them to fit your comfort. Acceptance creates emotional safety. Emotional safety allows authenticity. There were moments when your calm response prevented small misunderstandings from becoming large conflicts. You chose clarity instead of assumption. Clarity protects connection. They are also noticing that you do not seek attention from outside sources to create jealousy. You protect the bond instead of testing it. Protection signals seriousness. Serious intention builds security. If this message reflects what you are experiencing in your connection, like this video so others who need reassurance can find it, your soulmate is seeing that you keep improving yourself even when the relationship is stable. Growth without pressure keeps the connection fresh. Fresh energy prevents stagnation. They are noticing that you take responsibility for your mood instead of blaming circumstances. Responsibility creates trust. Trust deepens emotional investment. There were discussions where they admitted your presence feels peaceful after stressful days. You became a place of rest. Rest is where hearts recover. Matthew 11:29 says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." You have carried a gentle energy that offers rest instead of tension. They are beginning to see that your love is not loud, but steady. Steady love is easier to trust than dramatic emotion. You have also shown that you respect private matters instead of exposing them for validation. Privacy builds sacred space between two hearts. Sacred space strengthens loyalty. There were moments when they realized you are not competing with their past. You focus on building the present. Present focus reduces insecurity. Your soulmate is noticing that you celebrate their progress without comparing it to your own. Support without comparison builds unity. Unity strengthens long-term bonds. If you recognize this quiet alignment growing stronger, leave a comment so your voice becomes part of others who are witnessing real connection forming. I remind you that being truly seen requires courage. You have allowed your true nature to be visible without forcing acceptance. Now, acceptance is arriving naturally. Your soulmate is not only seeing who you really are, they are beginning to value it. They are beginning to protect it. They are beginning to understand that what you carry is rare. And rare things are not rushed, they are recognized slowly and held with care. Your soulmate is starting to notice that your consistency does not change depending on their mood or the situation around you. They are seeing that you remain steady, whether the day is easy or complicated. This steadiness is teaching their heart that your presence is reliable. Reliability removes the fear that affection will disappear without warning. There were moments when they expected distance after a difficult conversation, yet you returned with the same calm tone. That moment stayed with them. It showed them that conflict does not push you away. It showed them that you do not use silence as punishment. Proverbs 17:27 says, "He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit." Your controlled responses have been speaking louder than long explanations. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that your peace is practiced, not accidental. They see that you choose your reactions instead of surrendering to impulse. Choice reveals maturity. Maturity builds trust that is not shaken by small storms. They are noticing that you do not threaten to leave when emotions rise. You stay present and work through discomfort. Presence during discomfort builds emotional security. Security allows love to grow roots instead of remaining shallow. There were conversations where they admitted your patience makes them feel less afraid to express their truth. Your patience created permission. Permission allowed honesty. Honesty deepens connection beyond surface attraction. 1 Peter 4-8 says, "And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins." You have covered mistakes with understanding instead of keeping a record. They are seeing that you do not use past errors as leverage. You address issues, then release them. Releasing prevents emotional debt from building. Your soulmate is also noticing that you respect their pace. You do not demand emotional exposure before they are ready. Respecting pace shows empathy. Empathy makes vulnerability feel safe instead of risky. There were moments when they watched how you speak about others when those people are not present. You remained fair. Fairness signaled integrity. Integrity increases long-term trust. They are beginning to recognize that your kindness is consistent across different environments. Consistency across environments proves authenticity. Authenticity cannot be sustained by performance alone. Your soulmate is seeing that you are not trying to impress them with perfection. You allow your humanity to be visible. Visible humanity makes connection real instead of idealized. Psalm 34-18 says, "The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit." Your willingness to be honest about your past has made your strength believable. They are noticing that you no longer react to minor misunderstandings with withdrawal. You seek clarity instead. Clarity prevents unnecessary distance. Distance avoided protects emotional continuity. There were discussions where they said conversations with you feel balanced instead of one-sided. You give space for their voice. Space for their voice increases mutual respect. They are also seeing that you do not rush to define everything prematurely. You allow meaning to develop naturally. Natural development creates stronger foundations. Your soulmate is beginning to trust that your intentions are not temporary excitement. They see long-term consistency. Consistency reduces fear of sudden change. If these words are confirming what you have been sensing in your connection, subscribe so you continue receiving guidance that helps you navigate this season with clarity. They are noticing that you do not seek control during moments of uncertainty. You focus on understanding instead. Understanding reduces resistance. Resistance lowered allows cooperation. There were moments when your calm presence prevented emotional escalation. You became the steady point in the conversation. A steady point prevents chaos from spreading. They are realizing that your respect does not disappear when you are tired or stressed. Respect maintained under pressure proves character. Character seen under pressure is trusted. You have also shown that you celebrate their strengths without feeling threatened by them. Security within yourself removes competition. Absence of competition allows partnership. Ecclesiastes 4-9 says, "Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor." You have been acting with a partnership mindset instead of a survival mindset. Your soulmate is noticing that you do not demand constant reassurance of their feelings. You trust what is shown through actions. Trust based on evidence is stable. There were conversations where they admitted your presence helps them think more clearly. Calm environments improve honesty. Honesty strengthens emotional alignment. They are beginning to see that you do not exaggerate affection to maintain attention. Your care is measured and genuine. Measured affection feels believable. Believable affection deepens attachment. Your soulmate is also recognizing that you protect shared moments instead of broadcasting them for validation. Protection of private moments creates sacred space. Sacred space builds intimacy. If this message resonates with what you feel unfolding between you, like this video so others who are walking the same path can find reassurance. They are noticing that you take responsibility when your tone or timing is imperfect. Ownership prevents resentment from forming. Resentment prevented keeps communication open. There were moments when they expected defensiveness, yet you chose accountability. Accountability increased their respect for you. Respect strengthens emotional attraction beyond physical interest. They are seeing that you do not disappear emotionally when commitment becomes real. You remain consistent. Consistency during commitment reduces fear of abandonment. Your soulmate is beginning to trust that your affection is not conditional on perfect circumstances. Unconditional steadiness creates emotional safety. Emotional safety allows deeper bonding. Colossians 3:14 says, "And above all these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness." You have been strengthening that bond through quiet daily choices. They are also noticing that you do not compare your connection to others. You focus on what is real between you. Focus on reality prevents unnecessary insecurity. There were discussions where they said your calm energy remains even during uncertainty about the future. Calm during uncertainty signals resilience. Resilience makes long-term partnership feel possible. Your soulmate is seeing that you encourage growth without criticism. Encouragement builds confidence. Confidence improves openness. They are realizing that your presence feels like support instead of pressure. Support increases willingness to invest emotionally. If you recognize this deepening trust forming in your life, leave a comment so your voice joins others who are witnessing genuine connection take shape. I remind you that being seen clearly is not only about being admired, it is about being understood without needing to defend your nature. Your soulmate is not only noticing your growth, they are adjusting their expectations because of it. They are beginning to align their behavior with the stability you have shown. This is how two paths begin to move in the same direction without force. This is how recognition becomes respect. This is how respect becomes commitment built on truth rather than illusion.